Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning tea. I'm your girl, Alex Schiffman, and joining me is my amazing co-host in another shade of blue, might I add, Mr. Courtney Revolution. What's going on, Courtney?
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am Courtney Revolution here on this What Wesley Say Wednesday. And I'm doing fine. Would you consider this Robin's egg blue a little bit, Alex? Or no? What Crayola color is this?
That is a Tiffany blue in my eyes. We're getting
yeah,
fancy.
girl, Tiffany. Yeah, we getting fancy, girl. You know what? I'm wearing my Tiffany blue today so that I can manifest enough money so that I can buy you, me, and everyone on the Hollyscoop staff some bling bling Tiffany rings. Yes, like my girl Ari.
I can't wait for Christmas, Courtney. Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yes.
How was your Tuesday night?
Alex, I had a really good Tuesday night and day. Y'all, get this. I left the house. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at that! Look at that! Hit the backdrop 2 times. Breaking news. I left the house and I went to Santa Monica to be safe for some socially distanced, and y'all are really gonna lose your wig on this, TikTok making.
Wow. Courtney, I'm a little upset with you because you came to my hood and you didn't even give me a call because I live in Santa Monica, so that's a little offensive. But if you were creating
I'm sorry.
that's okay. You know what? If you need some time away from me, I understand. I hope you created some awesome TikToks. And wait, another thing, TikToks, tell me more, because this is new.
Well, Alex, it's not so much that I am turning over a new leaf. I'll say I really have found that it is important for my own individual platform to put myself on any social media platform that the people want to see me on. And while I was gone and I came back, I noticed that a lot of you guys were like inboxing me on TikTok. I didn't even know the girls were inboxing on TikTok, girl, and they were begging me to upload more. So I'm just trying to give the boys and girls of the world a little bit more of what they want, girl, because I always do what I want. So I said, you know what, let me get some TikToks together for the boys and girls, and hopefully at the top of the year I can start to show y'all a little bit on what I was working on yesterday. Now, if I upload today, that ain't hard work. Y'all gonna see that later on.
Well, I love that, but what I don't love is you not giving me a call. So next time you come to Santa Monica, expect a little knock on my door. Okay, Courtney? Deal?
I said, where is the shiftman? Alex, where you at, girl?
But not only are we celebrating you joining TikTok and creating some awesome content, we're also celebrating Miss Britney Spears' 39th birthday today. Courtney, did you know it was her birthday?
Girl, you already know the knee stands on Twitter let me know that it was Miss Brit's birthday. It's very exciting. And to that, Alex, I have to ask you, what is your favorite Britney album?
Oh, favorite Britney album. I don't know about album, but Slave for You is one of my all-time faves. Know every choreography second in that. I know most choreography of Britney's. Of course, OG, Baby One More Time, Stronger, T-Tribe. Actually, let's take it to you. Let us know in the chat. What is your favorite album, as Courtney said, of Britney Spears, or song?
Yes.
I have great memories when I think of old Britney, and it brings so much nostalgia back. So happy birthday to her. I hope Mr. Sam does something nice for her and she celebrates and has some good time, because she deserves it, right?
She deserves a beautiful, relaxing, calming day doing whatever that she decides that she wants to do. So shout out to Queen Spears.
Yes,
and Britney Jean.
Not only are we celebrating Miss Brit's birthday, but I know you heard this. Miss Taylor Swift's re-recording of Love Story, a little snippet. How does it sound? Tell me everything, because I am so excited. What did you think?
Let's talk about Taylor re-recording Love Story. Alex, literally the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was listen to this re-recording. Alex, I was blown away for a completely different reason than everyone would expect. Now, we're expecting, the re-recordings to sound, different. And oh my God, she's so much older, so much more mature. I love the fact that it sounds very close to what we already have because it's going to recapture the same audience and Taylor's going to make that money back. So, yes, Taylor, I'm rooting for her. Did you like it, girl?
I did. I heard a little bit a different sound in the background. I don't know exactly what it is, but you heard like the
Yeah.
I can't think of the not the musicians, but the actual musical instruments.
The production sounds like lush.
Yes, the production and the instruments used, you can tell a little difference, but a better difference. And so I'm excited, kind of new, modern love story. I love that she teamed up with Ryan Reynolds for a Match ad. Like, what did you think about that ad?
Listen, that ad was just very appropriate, because Love Story and Taylor, I feel like Love and Taylor itself is a brand. So putting it with Match.com, it makes sense.
Yes, exactly. Okay, well, I just had to get all of that celebration out of the way so we can spill the tea today because we have a lot to talk about. Let me break it down. We have some YouTuber drama related to OnlyFans. This is some serious stuff, getting a lot of backlash. We'll tell you about that in a second. Kelly Clarkson is opening up about her divorce. I know we reported about it yesterday. There's a new update. She had some people on her show and discussed it. Celebrity fans are friends of Elliot Page. His new announcement was really, really awesome, and people are coming out in support of him. Also, Machine Gun Kelly opening up about his drug problems, and Drake selling candles. This is pretty interesting. We're also talking about Spotify's most streamed artists of 2020, Lil Nas X Amazon Music performance, and BTS literally becoming a political force to be reckoned with. This is some exciting and hilarious news. I absolutely love it. Behind the Kar Jenner gates, we're talking about Courtney's frustrating keeping up with the Kardashians post, and then Kylie Jenner hopping on a jet plane, her own, again. We get a little inside look. And finally, our OMT story of the day. We're talking about the latest news surrounding our girl Selena Gomez and her possible beau, Jimmy Butler. We have the latest to speculate on, so don't go anywhere. A lot of tea to spill today. So some good tea, Courtney.
Yeah, it's going to be some good tea. Girl, I'm ready for the sip, girl.
All right, well, pour up that hot water. Let's get into it. Let's cheers to, a celebratory day. Lots of new content, new music, new everything.
You know what? Let's call today. No, let's not call it anything different. But it is a Wonder Wednesday because Yon Mentos is coming this week. Look at that. You're welcome.
Exactly.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so if you're new here, we kick off the show with You Missed It, and these are all the stories you may have missed overnight. Courtney and I handle the trending tea for you. First up, we're talking about YouTuber Gabby DiMartino, who found herself in some serious trouble after posting a home video clip to her OnlyFans account yesterday. So sending a message out to her subscribers on the platform, Gabby posted a 35-second clip with the caption, "Won't put my panties on," to her page. The clip was accessible for a $3 fee. The post showed off a home video of Gabby as a young child in the nude. So almost immediately, other YouTubers were messaged by fans who found the video and posting to the fan site in poor taste. Petty Page and Spill Sesh, to name a few, called Gabby out for attempting to sell what they referred to as child pornography to her fans. So this is pretty serious. Once OnlyFans was made of the incident, they deactivated Gabby's account. Gabby herself tweeted out an explanation for what she did after her account was deactivated, writing this, quote, "A childhood video of me on the phone saying, Nanny says, put your panties on, and jumping up and down laughing. I'm sorry I didn't think that one through. Period. A home video I love to share with my friends, and I use my OnlyFans as a Finsta page where I share stuff as I would with friends. The video was a goofy throwback family moment that I wanted to share with my personal OnlyFans fancy babies. I'm sorry that this wasn't thought out completely. I apologize. The video is down. Now I am sorry again if this came out wrong. So many others who have caught wind of the situation are equally upset by the deal, including adult film star Alana Evans. Alana, president of a union representing actors in the adult film industry, spoke out about the dangers that this kind of stunt poses for sex workers. So Alana said this, quote, "There's no excuse for that. Apparently the way she advertised it on her OnlyFans page was that she would get naked, and this is someone who doesn't get naked. And then people clicked on it, and it's a video of her as a 3-year-old child not putting her panties back on. I said to OnlyFans, you guys need to help the authorities so that she's prosecuted. This is unacceptable." So, some serious stuff going on here. Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you make of this stunt by Gabby? Was it innocent or was it something more serious?
First of all, I just want to make it clear to everyone that you do not have to upload adult content to OnlyFans. OnlyFans is literally just a paywall so that you can pay to get some exclusive content that a creator is deciding to put behind a paywall. It just is now known for adult content. Now, as an adult, Alex, I can see where this is 100% wrong. If you're telling your followers like, hey, I'm going to be naked, or hey, you're going to get explicit content, then you putting up a picture of you in the nude or talking about put your panties back on or whatever, what have you, it's definitely more than an eyebrow raising moment, Alex. And I do think that she needs to keep her account deleted. It comes off very like attention seeking. And I feel like in the social media world with influencers, you can attention seek, but I think that there's a way to do it where you're not offending people, right? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like, for example, calling the paparazzi on yourself, that's like seeking attention in a way that's not really harming anyone. That's just you calling the paparazzi on yourself. When you do something like this, you have people that have dealt with trauma when it comes
Right.
to like explicit images in children, and it could be triggering for them. So it was
Yeah.
just a poor decision.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a poor decision. I think that the caption itself was a little intentional. She may have known more what she was doing than she's actually admitting, because I feel like there was a way, if she wanted to show that old home video and something that she jokes about with her family, in her defense, there was a way to kind of show that without enticing you. So I think the caption alone says more than anything. And there was more. It was just like you said, a poor choice and just a lapse of judgment in that. So that's unfortunate.
Mhm.
But let's move on to this Kelly Clarkson news, because Kelly Clarkson interviewed Glennon Doyle on her talk show yesterday and opened up about her ongoing divorce. So Glennon, who had her own public divorce before finding love with soccer star Abby Wambach, was detailing her book on the events Untamed. I'm dying to read this book. T-Tribe, if you've read Untamed, let us know in the chat, because I hear it's amazing. So Kelly asked Glennon about what the most difficult part of a divorce was, let alone a public divorce is. Glennon said this, quote, "It's always the kids. We're trained to believe to avoid at all costs a broken family. We've all been trained to believe a good mother is a liar. I didn't leave a marriage in spite of being a good mother. I left because I am a good mother." Some powerful words right there. So Kelly opened up about the difficulties she is currently facing regarding her own divorce. After hearing Glennon speak on the subject, it turned on a light in Kelly's head. So Kelly responded this, quote, "That's what I needed to see to make a step in my own life. This isn't happiness, and we both deserve better. That line so hit home for me. I don't want this for everyone in this scenario right now." So we've spoken before about how an unhappy couple together isn't as good as two happy parents apart. Do you think Kelly will be able to achieve a kind of stable situation for her children once the divorce is over?
Um, I think so. I don't really see Kelly as being someone that's not going to take care of her kids no matter what. Um, I just do find this very, very, very interesting. And I wonder how Khloe Kardashian would feel about hearing a conversation about, leaving someone for your kids versus staying with someone for your kids. Because I'm more so on the side of leaving someone not only for yourself and your kids, but just as an example. When you grow up and you ask your family about, family history and stories, that's a life lesson. Um, and I know that in the past I've wished that for Khloe, but it's good to see another celebrity sort of, hear that advice.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. I think we've spoke about this before. It's important for yourself to be happy in order to make others happy. I think it's very, very important. If you're not happy, no one else can be happy because it starts with yourself. So I think that this is a positive thing. I also think Kelly will definitely be able to achieve this. From what we know of her, she seems to be a super positive, happy, go lucky type of person, and probably wants to achieve that again and find love again, the right love. So, and I
Mm.
think she. So, T Tribe, let us know. I actually want to pose this question to you. Do you think it's more important to keep the family together, or is it more important to kind of separate and be happy with moving on? What do you think is more important in life? Let me know what you would do. And while you're doing
You know,
that, oh yes,
Alex, I
Courtney.
just wanted to say real quick before we move on, kids can sense when something is wrong with the parents anyway. So just go into the car Jenners. I know we ain't behind the gates yet, y'all, but hold on, we in traffic. But True is gonna grow up and maybe not remember the specifics, but that has affected her, even if it's in small ways. And I don't think the car Jenners realize that, but that's the truth, my truth.
Right. Alexis has a good point, kind of echoing what you said. Kids need to see their parents happy together or not. My parents stayed together and miserable. I'd rather see them apart and happy. That's a
Yes,
very
Alex.
good point. Lady T Joy
Mm.
saying, I think two happy separate parents is so much better, healthier for children. Kids can sense toxicity better than adults can. Very
Yes,
true.
lady.
Zahara says, if moving on makes her happy, I guess she has to. Wesley says it's better to grow separate ways than stay together. Yeah, I agree. Shout out to
Mhm.
Lori saying you guys are good together with a happy face. Lori is enjoying our entertainment, Mr. Courtney Revolution. So thank you, Lori,
Hey,
for joining us.
hey,
Um,
hey.
Back to this story, Karina saying nothing is like an unhappy marriage. Don't stay because of the kids.
Mm.
Bree said on the other side, a different perspective, keep the family together. I was from a broken family. Counseling can help. I agree. I think,
Two sides.
if it's important to stay together and everyone wants that, you got to work at it, and counseling can help that. So I agree with that
Yes,
as
ma'am.
well. Great point. Um, but let's move on to some more exciting news. Elliot Page, formerly known as Ellen Page, came out yesterday as a trans man. Posting to his Twitter account, Elliot explained his decision to live free and the weight that has been lifted from his shoulders now that he can live in his truth. Celebrities and fans across the world opened up about their support for Elliot's coming out. Tegan and Sarah, director James Gunn, Miley Cyrus, Patricia Arquette, and many more expressed their love and support for Elliot by sharing and responding to the post. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what did you think of this news?
This is excellent, iconic, phenomenal, and fantastic news. Shout out to Elliot Page. Not to get morbid, but trans people are murdered, you guys, like every day, especially, the teens that are really trying to figure themselves out. Sometimes they don't make it, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah,
to have a huge celebrity such as Elliot sort of come out and be like, "This is who I am." You guys all have seen Juno and Inception, all of the other things that I've done, and this is just a good moment. It's a feel good moment. So I'm glad to have some sort of good news. We needed the representation, Alex. And just
I,
coming out and being who you are means so much more than um, a letter because it saves lives.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of the theme of 2020 in general is just being, comfortable in who you are, expressing yourself the way you want to, just having a voice. And I think this is amazing news and happy to see all these kind of celebrities and fans supporting Elliot in this process. So super cool. Love to hear this type of news.
Mm.
More difficult news. Listen to this. Machine Gun Kelly is opening up about seeking treatment related to drug abuse and mental health. So, speaking to Dave Franco for Interview Magazine, NGK talked about how he has started to go to therapy for support and to aid in getting rid of his drug dependency. So, the singer spoke about how he used a lot of Adderall and that he had thought it was the only thing that allowed him to be creative. However, since reaching out for help, MGK has been able to make larger strides toward a healthier lifestyle. He said this, quote, "I can see it already with the people around me. The willingness to finally be happy with my own self has invited a much more vibrant energy around us than before." MGK also spoke about how helpful Megan Fox has been through this whole process and that she has supported him the entire way. Megan herself also spoke to Nylon last month about how she fits into his treatment, saying this, quote, "He looks to me to avoid his own self-destructive tendencies, and that's where I'm useful, because on his own and left to his own devices, I don't know how much interest he has in caring for himself." Ever since we started talking about MGK and Megan getting together, all the stories have been about how in love they are with each other and kind of this sort of honeymoon phase. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you make of this news coming out about how they, are able to support one another and help each other grow even through these difficult times? There's a lot going on behind the scenes that we didn't necessarily know about.
This is a very important story, and I'm glad that Kels has sort of come out and said, this is going on. My heart goes out to him. Lots of people struggle with addiction, and not all of the time, but sometimes you do need that person that has your best interest, that cares about you more than you do, maybe sometimes at the time. So I'm glad that her and Kels are together because he can get the help that he needs and clean himself up and be the man that I'm sure he wants to be for Megan. And it's a good thing. I just worry that if they weren't together or if they broke up, that he would turn back to substances. And that's something that I don't want for him. Alex, I don't want that for
Yeah.
Kels.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's definitely important to have support around you when you're going through things like this. And it's beautiful that they do have that kind of relationship. However, I agree with you. When someone that is struggling relies so heavily on another person as kind of their savior, if it doesn't work out as life happens, it can be really hard. And so we don't want that to happen and hope that doesn't happen. But just in general, I also think, this is still a new relationship. So that's another thing to think about. Like, is this going to be too much for Megan? It doesn't seem like it. Megan is also a mother. So she has that maternal way to her. And I don't know, but it is still very early to be going through something so serious, but maybe it'll bond them even further.
Alex and T Tribe, I have a really uncomfortable question, but I feel like I must ask it. So feel free to say like I don't want to answer if you don't want to answer. But Alex, when you're in a relationship, when is a good time or amount of time to show the other person the bad stuff, right? Because how long can you hide a drug addiction? I know we say it's early on, but if she liked him, how long was he gonna hide it, girl? Could he
That's
hide
true.
it? You can look at somebody and tell sometimes.
I mean, that's part of relationships and love. I mean, every relationship is different. So there is no direct answer to that because I don't think there is a right time, even though we just said it seems early. But the people in the
Yeah.
relationship know what's going on. And that's kind of the biggest test, I think, to answer your question is when something happens that is hard in the relationship, does the other person stay? And if they do,
Mm.
then that's love. If they don't, if they see it as they're out, then it wasn't meant for you, is how I feel. So,
Yeah. Mm.
so maybe back to our point, maybe it isn't too early because no time is necessarily early if they're meant to be together.
Mm. You're right, Alex. I say I'm glad you said what you said because it really is about I think we see like the quotes like on MySpace and stuff. It's about who's gonna help you unpack the baggage. Like, we've said that and you see that quote all the time. It really is sort of about that. Mm. Interesting.
100%. 100%. But I hope that MGK, gets better and that the relationship can thrive through this. So
Mm.
very, very nice to hear that, at least they have each other. But
Yeah.
moving on to some lighter news. Listen, this is pretty funny. So we have reported earlier this year about Drake's foray into the scented candle world. But a recent look into his line has us scratching our noses about what is up with celebs right now. Everyone wants you to smell like that. So Drake's candles typically sell for $45, all except for the $80 Carby Musk. And Carby Musk is described as a smooth musk fragrance that is as quote introspective as an interpretation of your beautiful self, yet extroverted as how you would want others to see your bold and brilliant self. That is wow. So the candle has notes of musk, amber, cashmere, suede, and velvet. Most notably, though, is that it's supposed to smell like Drake. So Drake has been sending his scent out into the world, sending candles to everyone from the Toronto Raptors basketball team to Kehlani. So do you want to smell Drake, Courtney and T Tribe? And would you buy one of these candles?
I here's the thing. For $80, you can get a lot of Bath and Body Works candles. First of all, you can get like two Forever Moods for $80. Shout out to Jackie Ina. I don't think that I would spend $80 on any single candle. I think the concept of smelling like Drake, I guess, is interesting because I like Drake, but I don't know if I want my living room to smell like Drake. Alex and T Tribe, what would go in your signature scent?
Oh, that is a loaded question. I have to think about that for a second. You know, but when it comes to Drake's scent, though, I feel like out of all the celebrities we've spoke about, he's kind of the
Mm.
one candle that I actually think will do well. Like fans will buy this. Like, hey, apartment, Drake smell, like this is like he has this kind of sex appeal and sultry thing about him that like you want to smell like Drake. You want to smell him. You know what I mean?
You
Whereas
know
some of the other
what this candle is going to be for? Alex, I just figured it out. Let me tell y'all right now what this candle is going to be used for. This candle is going to be used as the Netflix and chill candle, right? So when you
yeah,
invite your person over, you have your what's that? The tequila and the blue and white, the big tall one. Don't you have that, Alex? You have that, right? You got your nice soft throw on the couch, your Drake candle ablaze, and his or her nice pajamas in hopefully they arrive that it's going down because you have your Drake candle going with all of your
right,
essentials.
exactly.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, I agree. I think that, like I said, this is probably the most. As I'm trying to put this down, ooh, we're having a little, a little crash here. Um, I think this is one of the only scents, not only, but one of the top sellers of the celebrity scents because I just think he fits this kind of idea, right?
Yeah,
Um,
like a luxury kind of candle moment.
right. T Tribe, would you buy a Drake candle? I will say that the price, not too happy about that, but maybe if it comes to home goods and I can get it for $12.99, I'll buy it. You know what I mean?
Now, why he ain't collab with Yankee Candle? We already know Yankee Candle ain't gonna break the bank. Now, come on, Drake, Aubrey, Jimmy Brooks. Now, come on now.
Exactly. But T Tribe, to answer Courtney's question, because I'm too indecisive to think about my scent at this moment, Let us know in the chat, if you were to create your own scent, what would you smell like? Courtney, what would you smell like?
I think that my signature scent, if I could have like a fragrance or a candle, would be something like a citrus, cranberry, vanilla musk. Like it would be
Okay.
fruity, but like manly. Like there's like
Uh,
a Calvin Klein cologne that I used to wear when I was like 13. And it smelled just like oranges. If I could like twist that and make it my own, that would be it. Because I love citrus, and it'll wake you up, right? Like before your date, you spritz it on, and you're like, ah, they're gorgeous all of a sudden. Like that kind of zhuzh.
sounds fresh. I love that you just said vanilla musk because that's one of my all-time fave. Like a apricot vanilla musk. I think that would be my scent. I'm not too big on like floral lavender. Like I really like more of like a fresh perfume scent or a vanilla. So there you go. I made my decision live with you. We can sell our fragrance.
Girl, you know I'm ready.
Drake, if you need a little imprint of hosts, content creators, scents, we're here for you.
Yes,
Love it.
darling.
Okay. Well, let's get into our new music spotlight because a lot of celebrations today, as we mentioned. Spotify has started to send out its end of the year roundups to users. T-Tribe, let us know in the chat if you've checked yours out yet. They've also released the site-wide streaming chart toppers as well. This year's most streamed artist title goes to none other than Bad Bunny. This is pretty surprising.
Oh.
Bad Bunny has had quite the year already, releasing 3 albums this year and becoming a household name. Some other highlights from the most streamed list include Drake, as we just mentioned, J Balvin, Juice WRLD, and The Weeknd. So a lot of cool stuff. Most streamed albums globally was Bad Bunny's The Weeknd's After Hours, Post Malone's Hollywood's Bleeding, Harry Styles' Fine Line, and Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgia. So who did, made your end of the year Spotify list? Have you checked yours out yet, Courtney?
I have Spotify, but as y'all know, I am an Apple Musicer, and so I've had my Apple Music Wrapped that updates every single week throughout the year since last year. So to y'all that are always dragging the Apple Musicers, but I think that my top 5 was like Nicki Taylor, Ariana, Doja Cat, and someone. It might have been like Harry or like Megan Thee Stallion or something like that. So very expected. Y'all know what we talk about here, so that's why I listen to. What about you, Alex? Or who do you think would be your top 3 or 5?
I think the 5 you just said should be on my top as well. I love that they do this though, because it is kind of cool to just reflect and realize like, wow, I really am a fan of this. Or sometimes it's funny when you get like a really random one, like if you went through some like emo months or something and you have like, a random artist that you didn't know you spent so much time listening to. Those are always the fun ones. Sri Parvati says, well, I checked mine out and it's Justin Timberlake first and Selena second. Katie agrees with you. She hasn't used Spotify in a hot minute, always using Apple Music. Crystal says she got hers last night. Top artist is the Queen, Ariana Grande. Really cool. So yes,
shout out to Ariana Grande.
Yeah, shout out to Ariana Grande, and we see you in the chat. Yes, Selena has graced the cover of Vogue Mexico. She looks amazing. Awesome to see that. But we will get to our Selena news in a second, because right now we're talking about Lil Nas X, who gave his first performance of his new single "Holiday" yesterday for Amazon Music's 3-part holiday concert series, Holiday Plays. So in the first episode, Lil Nas X donned his pink robot Santa Claus costume from the holiday music video and gave us a choreographed performance that we aren't used to seeing from the rapper. So he's also hosting the Amazon Music series, which is set to come out with parts 2 and 3 on December 8th and December 15th, respectively. So we do not have a drought when it comes to holiday content this year. There are so many specials to watch. Last night's episode 1 also featured Miley Cyrus, so that was pretty cool. So are you interested in seeing the rest of this series? for Amazon Music. And what did you think of Lil Nas X's performance?
Lil Nas X is such a Lil Nas character. I thoroughly enjoy him. I think that he's fun. I enjoy the fact that he brought fun back to music because I feel like in pop culture right now everything is kind of sad, depressing, and not really looking towards the light. And where there's dark, you could use a laugh, and I feel like Lil Nas X brings the laughs. And I think he's great to look at. Come on, Pink. I just feel like he enjoys making a spectacle out of himself, and that makes him entertaining to watch because it's almost like he's in on the joke, so you can't make fun of him. And I love people like that.
Exactly. I think that he is a true artist. I mean, he can pull off and get away with anything. If any other artist or rapper did some of the gimmicky stuff that he does in his performances, they would get a lot of criticism. And for some reason, he gets away with it. And I love that about him. I admire him. He truly does what he wants and is who he is. And I think it's super cool. And I think it's great. So shout out to him.
I want him to perform at the VMAs this next year. I want us to be in a situation where we could get like those really big, fantastical VMA performances again, because I think he'll deliver.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, speaking of VMA performances, we knew that BTS was a force to be reckoned with, but this is getting ridiculous. I don't even remember if they performed at the VMAs, but remind me, T-Tread. We need a little transition there. So South Korea, where K-pop is from, LOL, has a mandatory military service requirement for all able-bodied men in the country. The term is supposed to be served between the ages of 18 to 28, but a new law from South Korea's parliament is extending the age for pop culture artists to 30 because of their contribution to the nation by boosting the economy. So up until this point, the only people allowed to defer service were athletes, classical musicians, and PhD students. So K-pop fans noticed that this law is conveniently timed to coincide with two of BTS's members, Jin and Suga, turning 28 soon. Looks like the government want a few more concerts before the band has to go on military hiatus. Courtney and T-Tribe, what'd you make of this news? Pretty cool, huh?
It is really cool news. I wish that this would have come when my favorite K-pop artists were out on the scene so we could get a couple more years of music from them. But you know what? BTS has consistently raised the bar, smashing records. So why not just, casually change the law for them? I'm not mad at it at all. So shout out to the Army, and hopefully you guys can get more music and performances out of this. It's good news.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing. Of course, we can only assume that BTS helps South Korea's economy between, the music industry, I think tourism in general, just people coming to see them or wanting to see them. So I think it's pretty amazing that they did this. I never really heard something like this before, so it's pretty cool. Also, to confirm, BTS did perform at the VMAs, so that worked out well.
Transition queen.
Okay, well, speaking of transitions, it's time to talk about our favorite family, Courtney. So here you go. Let us in those gates, because we have to talk about our tea time.
If you guys are all set for all of the tea from behind the Car Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for Car Jenner Tea Time! Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself. Hey.
Okay, so Kourtney Kardashian is stirring the pot again with her most recent Instagram post. Posting earlier this week, Kourtney showed off some behind-the-scenes looks at a recent photo shoot from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So the caption to the post read, quote, "I'm gonna miss our Keeping Up with the Kardashian photo shoots." This didn't go over well with fans who were quick to point out that not that long ago, Kourtney was threatening to leave the show entirely because she was sick of the whole thing. One fan wrote, quote, Are you though? LOL. Another said, quote, but you didn't want to be in the show anymore, sis. So, Courtney, what did you think of this, in general? Is Courtney starting to realize what she's going to be giving up once the show is gone?
I think that Courtney just likes to rile the people up. Also, just because she didn't want to work and she was over the show and felt like whining, doesn't mean that she won't miss it. You know what I mean? But I do think that because she was the one basically trying to run off into the sunset before everyone else, that it made people look at her like, girl, like a what you talking about, Willis? Very that. But I think that to be a Kardashian, you have to know how to rile the people up in your favor. And Courtney is no stranger to that. So go off, girl.
Yeah, I think this is just another lapse in judgment. I think it's as simple as she thought she looked good in that photo. She is single and she wanted to post it. She had to put, a caption with it, and this just made sense. We also have to remember, to your point, Courtney, that they had 20 seasons of this show, and only in kind of the later years did Courtney show this disdain or uninterest with kind of being a part of it. At first, she was all about it and capitalized on that platform as they should and made this whole Kardashian brand. So I think, it was kind of just a oops move. She didn't think ahead, but I also think she just wanted to post that photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. Alex, I wanted to ask you, do we see the reason? Well, I'll tell you why I'm about to ask this in a second. Do we ever see Kourtney Kardashian doing her own show, not so much as a spinoff, but do we ever see her hosting something? Do you see her as sort of like charismatic, like a presenter, or not really? I see the girls
I,
each like hosting their own show.
Yeah, I don't see Courtney hosting her own show. She has presented before. I think all the girls have presented
Mhm.
at award shows and different events. I don't necessarily see Courtney the host. I see Chloe the host. I know Chloe hosted because when
Mm.
I worked for Chloe was one of our guest hosts almost every show. So she
She was working, girl.
She was. She actually, one of my proud moments was I was filling in for Chloe for during rehearsals because they knew that I also wanted to host, and I was in the middle. Chloe walks up and she says, "Oh, why don't you let her do it?" She goes, "That girl's not bad," or something like that, like a compliment, and I like felt amazing. So, yeah,
Girl, I
fun
know you
fact.
hair flipped that day, girl. Chloe said, "Cause I would,
Like,
girl."
please let me take this job. Like it was like my moment. So
Yeah.
thank you, Kardashian, for that sweet compliment. So I always have a little love in my heart for her. But anyway, back to Courtney. I don't necessarily see her hosting. I don't even think she would want to do something like that from what we know of her. Do you
Mhm.
think so?
I don't know. I wonder what she would be like if this is so random, y'all, and feel free to laugh. I wonder what would happen. You know how I said the idea of Kim, being sort of the head of like a law firm, almost kind of like a Kelly Catrone type deal. Imagine if Kelly Catrone, People's Revolution, had a show, right? That's Kim at the law office. Imagine if Kourtney Kardashian decided to open up a luxury daycare, right? And she ran the daycare with all of the different daycare daycare.
Yeah,
But maybe not.
right. Yeah, I think there is more we'll see of Courtney. There's going to be something new once the show ends. I think all of the girls, will start other kind of ventures, but we will stay tuned. But
Girl, my eyes peeled.
we're moving on to Kylie Jenner, who is showing off her private jet, the most useful piece of property that any celebrity can have in a pandemic. So, posting to her Instagram feed yesterday, Kylie used the jet as a backdrop to her outfit of the day. So, bathed in pink light, Kylie is showing off a brown jacket and some combat boots with pointy red nails. This jet has made the biggest difference in Kylie's life last year, allowing her to go to a tropical destination for her 23rd birthday party, escape with Travis and Stormy, That was that weekend of Kim's birthday, and generally get around, the world during COVID. So, Courtney and T Tribe, what did you think of the photos, and do you think she should flaunt, this kind of wealth during this time, or is it, a little tone deaf?
I just want y'all to know that the reason y'all can't see me is because I'm sitting in my chair and I'm posed like Kylie was in that picture. Sorry, that's not funny, but it was to me. Kylie looked dumb sitting like that. But shout out to Kylie being rich. I think that her plane looks very lush, very much like a billionaire's private plane. And thank God Kylie's so rich that she doesn't need a mask to buy on the private jet and go to Bali and wherever else she decides to go and put on bikinis and twirl around. So my question, Alex and T Tribe, is when is Kylie going to send the private plane for us and the T Tribe so that we could, start our new island with part of her Kylie Jenner billionaire funds? When's that going to happen?
I mean, the crazy thing is all the branding in it, like that says Kylie Air, because I truly believe that will happen. Like, can't you see Kylie Air coming? Like, I do.
Yeah. Girl, the way that these stocks are falling with these airlines, not that I'm a stock girl, but a little bit. The way that these stocks be falling with the little airlines, girl, Kylie could buy one of them and call it a day. Put a stamp of K on one of these little Delta planes, girl, and there it go. And I will be riding if it's comfortable, because I will not be riding Spirit, but I will fly Kylie Air.
Could you imagine if she just tricked us like all those influencers that were taking photos in that fake plane? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, Alex. And you know what? What's interesting is I thought about that when I saw the picture. I was like, I'm now imagining if Kylie, as rich as she is, sitting up in this little airplane pop-up trying to be cute. It's just like nothing there.
Nothing there.
Lily Chris with a phone like, yes, girl.
That's all. Unfortunately, I don't think that's the case. I think this is actually Kylie's plane because she can afford it. But I hear you. It is interesting timing to post yourself on your private jet. But I also think, as we've said many times before, it's part of their brand. If it bothers you, unfollow them. But at this point, they're going to do what they want to do. And all in all, I think we all just wish we had a plane.
I know it's hard to think about because we're not rich and famous celebrities, but my mind always goes to imagine being rich and famous and caring, Alex. And I can't say that if I were rich and famous that I wouldn't care, but as a poor broke who's that on the internet, I am like, girl, if I was rich and famous, who cares what Alex and little old Courtney is saying on that little YouTube show? Because, girl, all I could do is shut the laptop and go back to being rich, darling. Look at my diamonds. Like, that would be me, girl, no?
Exactly. Back to Chloe's quote about, if you live your life for other people, you don't live your life. So, and, with a private jet, I will say in defense that it is a smaller group of people. Maybe it's large enough that they can social distance, and we hope they're taking necessary precautions, but we cannot confirm or deny. But what we can confirm is our own tea story of the day. Well, kind of. So Selena Gomez is back on the market, and that means that everyone is going wild with speculation. So Selenators, get those crowns in the chat, because we reported recently that Selena had been spotted going to dinner with NBA star Jimmy Butler in New York City, but nothing had been confirmed about the two at the time. So sources close to Selena are now saying that while they are not a couple, they have been going on a few dates recently. So the source told E! News, quote, Selena is keeping her options open, but has been on a few dates with Jimmy and thinks he's a great guy. They hung out a few times while Selena was in New York City. Jimmy has asked her to go to dinner, and they had a great time. It's very casual, and she's open to seeing where things go, but isn't settling down just yet. So the source also let spill that while Selena's friends are constantly trying to set her up, she's just trying out single life and has been more open to dating recently. So this all comes after a very busy quarantine year for Selena, as we know, from advocacy work to starting a beauty brand to hosting a cooking show. I mean, the girl is on fire, but you have to keep busy while locked up, especially when you have a compromised immune system like Selena. So it's very good that she, stayed safe and used her energy to do good things, for her and her career. So what do you make of this kind of new couple? And do you think Selena and Jimmy could become more than just date friendly?
Cute so far. I mean, why not? I mean, Selena's still young. She's still doing her thing. Like you said, Alex, she's done a lot this year. We had the album, the beauty brand, the cooking show. She's probably trying to get into the movies, girl. Is she doing the Scream movie, girl? Did we ever figure out if that was confirmed, girl? That's confirmed, girl. They don't follow her on Instagram, girl. That's
Right,
confirmed.
right.
She
Yeah.
get ready to get a scream on, get a throat slit, and all of that. So I mean, why can't she have a nice, little attractive man to go and rub on some washboard abs every once in a while? Selena deserves this, and if she's not even rubbing on some abs, she deserves good conversation. They were out at dinner, girl. Maybe she enjoyed the scrimps and the pastas, girl. And the good conversation. We know Selena's down
Yeah.
to earth. I could see her hanging out with Jimmy Butler.
Right. Like I said, I don't know too much about Jimmy Butler as a person. I know him as an NBA player. I know that he's very talented as an athlete. I hope he's a good guy. Selena's a smart girl. She's not going to be dating. She's learned a lot and she's grown a lot and she's come into her own. And she's not going to date someone that's not going to treat her well at this point, in my
Exactly.
opinion. So,
And if it's not Jimmy, it'll be someone else. So, girl, she just gonna take her time, girl. Casual.
casual, and she can, like at the end of the day, she still is young. And if it's Jimmy, then all for it because we want Selena to be happy and in love. So, but it is kind of, exciting to hear that she is more open to dates now because for a while she was kind of closed off to the idea. So that's cool. If not Jimmy Butler, who would you want to see Selena with?
You already know me, girl. I still want Selena to date Niall Horan.
Yeah.
And if she did that, I would be very happy for her. As long as she's happy, I'm good. I just would like her to be with Niall so they can have cute ice cream dates.
I know, Niall seems like such a good guy. And that would make sense. Like I either see Selena with kind of like more of a mature, intellectual kind of entrepreneur businessman, but still has like a youthful feel to him. Or I
Yeah.
see that kind of wholesome, Niall Horan, down to earth, just sweet, sweet guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could see it. Like someone that might not, but looks like he might have like your grandfather's smoking pipe in his jacket. Like someone real sophisticated, girl. That might have like a bear rug by the fireplace or something like that. Like, hello, Selena. How are you, darling? Like, well, maybe not in that voice, but y'all can see the fantasy. I'm trying to paint the picture for y'all.
Right. Exactly. Oh, we see some in the chat. Timothy Chalamet. Okay. Interesting. Michael B. Jordan, the chat is saying.
That I could see. That I could
Oh,
see.
Kid Cudi.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Kid Cudi got a woman.
Yeah, that's true. Cole Sprouse,
Yeah,
Brittany
Kid
is
Cudi got a
saying
woman.
with the laughing eyes. So I don't know if that's a serious or not serious person.
I don't know about all that. I don't know
Yeah,
about all of that, girl. Michael B. Jordan, though, I definitely am on board with that, and I feel like Selena
right.
now, but we do know is a little bit involved with Lori Harvey right now. So
Yeah.
once that fizzles out, then Selena could still be waiting, and then we can get Selena B. Jordan.
I see you guys saying Harry Styles. No, there's girl
That's not
code
gonna
there.
happen. Y'all need to stop that. Y'all need to stop. Harry Styles and Selena Gomez are never going to date. Stop.
Never, never. Okay, on that note, that's all the tea we have to spill today. We will be back tomorrow, of course, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, to spill more tea for you. Courtney, if they want more of you, where can they find you?
If you want more me after the tea, all you have to do is follow me on social media, Instagram, my podcast, and my own individual YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. Once you type in Courtney Revolution up top, it all comes up. Where can they find you, Shipman?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Alex Shipman to keep up with everything I'm doing as well. And if you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear them if you're an after sipper. And it's time to wash this tea off our hands. And we'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Stay safe. Mwah.
We'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's man. You better wash your hands. Wash your hands. Scrub your hands. Scrub your hands. It's man. You better scrub your hands. Scrub your hands. Hey, just wash your hands, Miss Ma'am. Just wash